Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? Welcome to episode 322 of the Steel Factory podcast, live from the North Oakland studios. I'm joined by my co-host Junior.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What is it? Week 13? Is that where we're at right now? Fuck, man. Yeah, week 13, Steelers Cardinals, 1 p.m. game on a Sunday. Dude, I am really excited about this Sunday-Thursday split. Just like how I was a couple weeks ago. I think it was the Jags, then the Titans. You were in town for that game. But these games, these should be free. I mean, we're not going to dive into the Patriots one yet. We'll save that for like Monday or whatever. But, dude.
I'm feeling really good.
About a week from now, we should be 9-4. Should definitely be. If we're not, 9-4 all but clinches like a playoff spot too, dude.
At this point, yeah, dude, a lot of or the 6 and 7 seed right now are kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah, there's a bunch of teams that should beat up on each other. A couple like AFC South teams and the Texans and Colts, Broncos and then Browns. That's weird to say. And then the Bills. I think the Bills play the Chiefs this week though, so they might just fucking eliminate themselves this week. Yeah, dude. Things are looking pretty good for us at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we're in a really, really good spot just as far as how our schedule is working out and just the playoff picture in general. Like
my bad, Bills and Chiefs is next week, not this week.
But yeah, we're in the best spot we could be in. You know, if you told me this was gonna happen at the very beginning of the season, I wouldn't be able to tell you like how happy I'd be.
Yeah. But yeah, Cardinals, Kyler Murray's back. I think they just cut Zach Ertz. He requested a release so he could go to a contender because they're all but out of it, basically. Kyler Murray's back. Did I say that? James Conner, homecoming game. I don't think any of us were that big fans of James Conner, were we?
No.
No, I mean Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was our guy.
It was left hard a bad to follow taste. Le'Veon Bell, dude.
Yeah. Hometown kid though, you love the story. The cancer and everything. Good to see him still have like a pretty good career. Still, I think he made a Pro Bowl like a year ago or whatever. But that's really is that all there is to the Cardinals at the moment? A decent running back, Kyler Murray,
Marquise Brown.
JPJ clamps that takes him out of the game. So that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for our preview of the Steelers Cardinal. I mean, they're a 2-10 football team. Yeah, their quarterback was out most of the year, but they had Josh Dobbs, dude.
That's true. Josh Dobbs is a starter in this league. Did you see that Vikings game?
Josh Dobbs,
the astronaut or pastronaut.
Stupid fuck. Dude, I don't know. I mean, what is there to talk about here? I mean, I don't want to skip ahead to this game because it's going to be kind of the same shit next week, except we're going to be talking about Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones, right? How are we feeling?
It feels like it's like if all goes well, this should be like a really good 2-second clip in our montage for the year, you know?
Really good tune-up game for the offense is what I want to see here. Let's talk about things we want to see, right? We want to see the run game continue to work. We want to see Kenny throw more than a touchdown, or at least a touchdown, right? Yeah, let's just kind of, I don't know, let's build off what we had last week, right? We're playing a far inferior team than the Bengals. The Bengals without Burrow but this is even worse. But yeah, I don't want to talk all this shit and then be feeling like a fucking jackass Sunday night, Monday morning, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing: the Cardinals. Look, Kyler Murray is still he's a quarterback that has a $250 million contract. He's still super talented, super athletic. Obviously, he's coming back from that ACL injury, so
that's
his
fourth game back.
This is his third game back, I think.
Okay.
Him and Marquise Brown are good. They have this wide receiver called Michael Wilson, I believe, and he's been good. Trey McBride, their tight end, He's been really good. I know they cut Zach Ertz, but it's also like, well, we don't really need Zach Ertz when we have this guy. And then James Conner has always been
He's been steady.
relevant.
Yeah.
He's been good. And he obviously this year has been a lot slower for James Conner just because he's been out most of it, and I think he came back 2 weeks ago with
Right.
Kyler. So
I think that they won that game, right?
Uh,
They beat the Falcons November 12th.
yeah, they beat the Falcons. So they should be getting in a better shape. They should be getting healthier. So like there's that, but really, just getting down to it, the Cardinals' biggest problem probably the run defense, and that's by far our biggest strength. I want to say we have a top 5 run game in the league.
I want to say, yeah, since we inserted Broderick Jones into the lineup, the run game, people want to say, something clicked, like whether it be play calling or whatever. It's Broderick Jones, dude. They ran it his way a lot too, and he got James Daniels on that right side as well. Huh? James Daniels on that right side too with Broderick.
Oh yeah,
problems.
Getting Darnell Washington in there too on those like heavier sets, like dude, BJ, he was incredible on that run where Najee moved the pile.
Yeah.
If you look closely, Broderick Jones was doing so much fucking work in that pile, dude.
Yeah.
Like he was one of the, like, if he's not there, that's not happening. That's like another 3-yard run.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah, point being here is we really just got to show that, not that we belong, but yeah, we're a 7-4 team. Let's go out there and play like, let's not fucking let's not let this go in a halftime and it be around a tie game, like 7-7, shit like that. Let's just fucking take control of this game from the start. Let's just keep the nerves on the low here, Let's not make this a fucking shootout or a fucking nail biter. It doesn't have to. Come on, Steelers. That's really what I want out of this game. I want us to just kind of show up and just say, like, okay, yeah, we're capable of fucking beating up on bad teams and winning by more than one score. You know what I mean? That's what I want to look for here. Plain and simple. Let's take care of business. It's one of those games.
Right now, we're 5.5-point favorites, which I think is pretty high.
Yeah, but I want that respect. Let's cover.
I don't know that. If I were you guys, I wouldn't bet
I wouldn't bet it, but I want us to go out there and fucking cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's what you want. You want to but what's actually gonna happen is this is definitely a game where we're not gonna cover. 5.5 points is a lot of points for us. Mike Tomlin does not have a good record as a big favorite, at least against the spread like this. I think this is probably one of our highest over-unders as far as points goes for the whole season, 41.5.
Is that, wow, 41.5?
Yeah.
Bro, we've been like around 32, 33.
We've been in like the 30s for a while, and the problem is like we're still under in those games, dude.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. We're not getting into predictions yet, but I'm definitely going under. But I think we'll cover. That's topic for later. I know the player props are out. We'll get into that shortly here. Do you have those player props up right now? Should we just go right into that? I feel like that could be a little bit. That's more of our discussion here. That's why we're recording later on in the week, because when we do those recaps earlier, the props aren't out yet, but they should be now, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Right now we got Kenny Pickett over under for passing yards, 195.5. I want to take the over on that, to be honest.
Think about the Cardinals safeties too.
That's true.
That's an easy over for me, just because what he showed last week, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when we started off this year, it seemed like Canada had more. Or I don't know what the psychology was of Matt Canada throughout the year. I don't know, like it seemed like Kenny was getting over on all of these passing yards props
until that rib injury. right?
until that rib injury, and then it seemed like Canada got really safe and basically took the keys out of Kenny's hands and decided to go all in on the running game uh and then after that he couldn't buy 150 yards, like it was impossible.
Yeah.
So maybe after last week, it looks like Kenny's going to be letting it rip a lot more. We're going to be throwing over
The
the middle of
middle.
the field a lot more.
Ooh.
Freiermuth is kind of unlocked.
Unleashed.
So
Yeah, there's a better
I'm
balance too between the pass and run. Unlike
So I have
before.
a feeling like we might start seeing Kenny always hitting these overs on these passing yards.
Assuming
I
they're not
think,
going like over 280 or some shit, right? 250 even.
yeah, I think 195 right here. I think Kenny breaks 200, no problem.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good one if you guys want to look at that. Kyler's at 215. What do you think? Is Minka coming back this week?
He is actually. That's a good point. Minka's coming back, and Montravius Adams. I don't know how much stock you buy into Montravius Adams, but he is coming back as well. He's been out for like 3 weeks too. Yeah, Minka's back. I think they really kind of phased out Levi Wallace at this point as well too. Then you got guys like Darius Rush starting to become more part of the game plan. The number is really low though, so I'm still gonna go over as well.
Yeah, I feel like
Pat Pete has actually started to come along too these last couple weeks. I know sometimes vets they take a while to get going as the season goes, right? And I think that's Pat
probably
Pete's case.
getting used to the defense, just like Joey Porter
Right.
Jr. You figuring out the defense, putting it all together. Pat Pete, he he'll get by just because he is that veteran. But Joey Porter Jr. It probably take a longer time to adjust to a real NFL defense.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'll go over in that as well.
I could see it. Yeah, I don't think our defense is really a bend don't break kind of style. Like
I don't
we're gonna
like it,
let
but
them,
it is. Yeah, they're gonna get
we're gonna let them
yards.
get all the way to the 20 to 15. They're gonna they could start a drive at the 10, and then I don't see us stopping them. To be honest, for anything less than a field goal or an interception in the fucking end zone, apparently.
That's what
But
happened to start that second half against the Bengals. I was like, dude, we are letting this shit slip away, and all of a sudden, the like fourth string safety got a pick. Number 17.
yeah,
Um,
so random.
it is what it is. That's literally what happened against like the Titans and the fucking Packers. That's how we won those games. That's how we stood close in the Jags game as well.
These rushing yard ones are pretty interesting.
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
I was waiting for those. James Conner, Jalen Warren, Najee, right?
Let's see, James Conner at 52.5.
These are low, dude.
They
But at the
are
same
low.
time, too, Joe Mixon only had like 10 rushing yards last week.
Jalen Warren 58.5. I feel like you take the
I
over on that. I feel like he's been automatic. Maybe not last game, I guess, but still.
it depends on what Najee's is for me to say over on Jalen as well. What's Najee's at?
Najee 56.5.
So they're
I'm gonna
about the
take the over
same.
on that.
I think you take the over on both. I think we're gonna. Weather's gonna be pretty good Sunday, so I don't think they're gonna try to run heavy too, like they did for like the Browns and Bengals games.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that's really what our offense is trying to do, is trying to have a good balance. And again, too, we still got a running back coach kind of designing the offense or game planning, I guess.
Or okay, this might be kind of interesting. Looking at the last 2 weeks, like Najee Harris had 35 against the Browns, and then he had 99 against the Bengals, and then Jalen Warren had 129 against the Browns, and then like 47 against the Bengals. All right, so maybe like you either gotta like I don't think both of them are gonna get it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I think they see which one they could lean on at the start of the game, and then they just kind of. I did like too. I feel like they did kind of call plays better, and the broadcast brought this up last week. They were calling plays for the player, not for the sake of just calling the plays. You know what I mean? Like they bring up like, okay, we're gonna feed our best players, right? We're gonna call plays for them.
What might be a good idea would be like creating like a little build play for both of them, where you say, you know what, Najee's gonna get 90 plus yards, and then you're gonna say Jalen Warren's gonna get 90 plus yards, and then you're basically hedging both of them, and you should come out ahead either way.
Hedging, pretty much.
right? Because it looks like both of them are bound to. Yeah, like if you go to 87 and 89, that's plus 200 on both of them. And if you
Jesus.
count on on one of them having at least 90 yards, then you know you're gonna come out ahead, right?
Yeah. Um.
That could be a fun one if you want to if you were really about like playing these prop games.
Yeah. No, that sounds fucking 200 IQ.
I don't know if either one's gonna break 100. I know Warren. If one of them is, it's gonna be Warren. I think he has more breakaway speed than Najee, to be
Oh,
honest.
definitely. Yeah. You just got. I mean, you need like one run just for that to happen. That's
Yeah,
one solid. I mean, take one to the house like he did against the Browns. I mean, that's why he had a shit ton of yards in that game. Um, I do like Warren a little bit more in the pass game as well. But these are just rushing yards.
and then again, if you wanted to create like some like kind of crazy parlays and get into plus money for both these guys, because it really does depend on. It seems like we play on just who looks better, right? We give it to the hot hand a little bit.
Yeah.
You could say like, oh, you're gonna get Najee over carries, Najee 90 yards. Parlay those together, and then you could do the same exact thing for Warren, and then you're probably sitting really pretty on either side of those.
Oh, here's a cool stat. Since Broderick came into the lineup, we have 21 10 plus yard runs. That's in the last 4 weeks. In the first 8 weeks, we only had 14. So in half as many weeks, we have more 10 plus yard runs. And our rush yards over expected, Jesus, it's plus 214 in these last 4 weeks. First 8 weeks was only negative 39.
Shit.
Broderick is a fucking problem, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take my own advice, man. Like I'm feeling
You're
really
gonna
good
is
about our run
that
game.
is are you placing it right now? No. What's
I'm not gonna
the pass receiving yards?
over under for receiving yards. Let's see. Deontay over 47.5.
Mm,
Pickens 43.5. Warren 15.5. Fryermuth 32.5. I think Fryermuth might be kind of undervalued there, especially
that's
the
easy.
kind
That's
of
an easy over. That's
that feels like an easy over.
But do the Cardinals not play cover two because of what the Bengals did last week and fucking Firemouth just torched them over the middle? But that was really only two plays. I don't know.
How many catches did Fryermuth have?
He had like 9, dude, on like 11 targets.
9 receptions, 120 yards. Jesus,
Yeah,
11 targets. I mean, at that point, I think if it's his second game back from injury and he's already at 11 targets and he's Kenny's favorite fucking target, like I think you have to hammer that over.
the thing is, I think GP and Deontay went over that number last week as well. They
Oh
went.
yeah,
They had. I'm bringing it up right now. Deontay
DP at
50 and
58.
GP at 50. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I mean, get the ball to your best players. Enough of that fucking dumping off to Connor Hayward, dumping off to Jalen Warren, dumping off to Najee. I mean, no disrespect to those guys, but we're going to pass the ball to our best players now because we're designing plays for them. The play calling's better. Am I right?
It feels like it. I think the play calling is way more aggressive now, and I think that's something Tomlin probably hammered home.
Right. Right.
And again, I think yeah, it just seems like we're way more aggressive now. Like the way Kenny's throwing the ball over the middle of the field. Like throwing the ball over the middle of the field is scary because if your quarterback's not talented enough or he misses something, it's just you're just asking for like picks, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so Canada might have been playing it super conservative, and now they
Maybe that's
what's
how
his
he
name?
thought he could keep his job by just protecting the ball so he wouldn't even call plays like that. Then again, too, Kenny would just fucking not even throw it that way. So maybe Canada was probably just hammering that into his head as well. There's so much that we're going on that I just wish we could have like a fly on the wall in all those fucking meetings, dude. What the
Oh,
fuck was
exactly.
going on?
Because like a lot of people talk about like, oh, what is the job of like the head coach, the GM, the OC, the DC, right? Like, but the number one job is you got to keep the job, like don't get fired,
Oh yeah.
right? So like that's why that's why coaches, that's why everyone is conservative, right? Because no one's gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe you fucking did that when you did what almost everyone else would do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, back to the props here. Did the Cardinals have any receivers in that? I'm taking the over
Marquise,
on Muth, GP, and Deontay, just because I think we're gonna give them their targets.
yeah, they all hit the over on this last week, but Kenny also had 280 yards. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
just
think we're gonna
depends.
try to pass the ball as much too this week.
The Cardinals defense seems like dog shit, to be honest.
The Bengals weren't a bad defense nor a good defense, right? I think they just allowed a lot of yards, similar to us. But yeah,
I think the Cardinals
bottom line, we gotta
actually
put points up.
the Cardinals are actually a terrible defense.
All right, we better put some fucking points up. Just like I said, this better be a tune-up game. Another game that can continue to kind of just install the offense, if you're even doing it at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we got to tell Kenny to just let it rip.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You don't gotta pass it 40 times. Let's get around that like 32 mark. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just get the ball downfield. Let's put up some points. Maybe get one of those like 75-yard fucking catch and runs again, like we did earlier in the year.
Yeah, I don't know why we just don't do that every game.
Because we tried it again after we fucking did it against the fucking Raiders, and it was literally the exact play, copy paste, and the Texans just fucking read it and picked it off.
Fucking dick this down. Why don't we just get a touchdown every drive? It's fucking bullshit.
Oh yeah, man. Nah, yeah. Can't be settling for field goals again this week. Can't be turning the ball over in the red zone this week. Dude, yeah, I mean, I just hope that come Sunday night, we're a happy bunch here. Let's just take care of business. Not much more can be said about this episode. I'm ready to go right into score predictions. Steelers Cardinals. Steelers minus 5.5. Over under is 41.5, right?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go first as usual?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna take let me think. Let me do some quick math. I guess I'll take the over. I haven't said that in a long time. I'm gonna take the over.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Steelers 24, Cardinals 17.
That's over.
Oh wait,
No,
no,
that's
that's under
41.
still.
Damn, this is hard. I'm not going over.
Nah, I'm taking the under. Fuck it. I'm back.
You're still you're what, 24-17?
24-17.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say 26-13. I'm going under as well. Kind of a weird score, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say fuck it. I don't know how we get 26, but we're gonna get 26. Might be a safety in there. Who knows? Or like fucking another 3 field goal game. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome all the new followers, stuff like that. Make sure if you're listening on Apple Music or not Apple Music, Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a rating, however that works. But yeah, let's get to 8-4 on this week. Getting really excited about this stretch of games we have here. We have like a Thursday and then 2 Saturday games. Oh no, yeah, after this week, Thursday and the 2 Saturday games. Vibing. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Any closing thoughts, bud?
No, I'm feeling good. I think we're turning the corner, and we're gonna go into the playoffs. We're going to the playoffs, and we're gonna go in there feeling really good. We're gonna get hot at the right time. Es tiempo de actuar.
It's time to act. It really feels like that though. You mentioned that earlier. It really feels like that. We're getting hot at the right time. We're clicking at the right time. The defense finally coming alive, or getting healthy, I should say. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and peace out. Go Steelers.